Well, we told you about some FBI misdeeds with John Solomon earlier in the program. Unfortunately, we have more for you at this hour. With the pro-life activist being arrested by the FBI, but not only that, being raided by a SWAT team, guns drawn, 25 people or more, which ties right into what John Solomon was reporting here on America's Voice Live. The crime? Well, the man arrested, Mark Houck's side of the story says he shoved a man who said obscene things to their son and got into his personal space, that of his boy. Does that warrant a SWAT team raiding your home? Here to discuss it is the reporter who broke the story for LifeSiteNews, Patrick Delaney. Patrick, good to have you here. So this activist, a 72-year-old vulgar individual, gets into the face of Houck's son, invades, so he protects his kid. And now apparently protecting your kid is a felony or a misdemeanor or something worthy of the FBI busting in the house. What is it, sir?
Thanks for having me, Steve. You know, the way I see this is on the left, the whole left apparatus, the neo-Marxists, they are heavily involved in entrapment. And I think that, I just suspect that the 70-year-old pro-abortion advocate knew that if he could sort of elicit a violent response in any way, that he could do some serious damage due to the FACE Act. And I think it's just my suspicion. Ryan Marie Houck and Mark didn't tell me this, but it's just my suspicion that that's what he was about. So he went after his kid, just saying vulgarities to this young boy. And Ryan Marie said this happened week after week after week. And her husband, Mark, was always telling the gentleman, you don't have permission to talk to my son. Please don't talk to my son. And then, as far as I understand, they went down the sidewalk. They were away from the door of the abortion center, and this guy followed them and got in the face of his 12-year-old son. And Mark did what is natural, what is very natural and healthy and virtuous, in my opinion, and that is he pushed him away from his son.
Right.
And then the guy
he defended his kid.
Ground. Yeah, he fell to the ground, and then he got a Band-Aid for his finger, and that's why we have a SWAT team raid on the Houck family.
Do you recognize your country children right now, Patrick? I mean, do you recognize what's going on? The FBI raiding Mar-a-Lago, the FBI raiding this man's home, the FBI raiding all sorts of people that for misdemeanors. We've got people locked up from J6 that are misdemeanor charges for 18 months now. This is not normal. This is not the way it's supposed to be. This is insanity defined, and the fact that we allow it to happen. We don't even talk about the J6 people that are being detained 18 months later. You've got the FBI using 25 agents. It took two agents to bring in the Unabomber. 2 FBI agents. It's insane.
Yes, it is. I think, honestly, if you want my opinion, I think what's happening is we have a long-planned effort by elitists, neo-Marxists, whatever you want to call them, to create a dictatorship here in the United States. And they're doing it by every means possible. In my opinion, the presidential election was stolen right in front of our faces. I think they pulled that off. And they're trying to intimidate the whole country into submission by these tactics, while, of course, you have pro-abortion violence just running rampant around the country, targeting pro-life centers and churches with vandalism and fire bombings. And there has not been one arrest from the FBI with all these incidents. And so it's just very clear that we have a two-tier justice system now. And if you are on the side of the pro-death squad, then you can do no wrong. You can burn down cities in 2020 in the summer. You can do whatever you want.
You can light police precincts on fire with police.
You can
light police precincts on fire with police officers inside. No issue there. You can have violence everywhere. No issue there. You can run over an 18-year-old kid who's a Republican and murder him with your truck in North Dakota and be released on a $50,000 bond. No house arrest, no anything. You can do any damn thing you want if you're killing people in the name of being a Democrat. And they have the nerve to call Republicans and conservatives domestic terrorists, Patrick. It is insane. I'll give you the last word.
Yes, well, I think you hit it right about the terrorism there, because excessive force is an act of violence. We know that. And violence that's done for a political purpose is called terrorism. So in my judgment, what we have is a DOJ which is acting using terrorist tactics against the United States people. That's what I see.
Yeah. So how long, I mean, we have to win these elections in November because this weaponization of the DOJ, this weaponization of the FBI, this weaponization of all these agencies that have been given undue power that is not even constitutionally correct, is putting Americans in fear. Putting Americans in fear of their own government. Never thought we'd be here, did you?
No. As a matter of fact, if those of us who have studied a little history, I think it's 1936, this is the tactics of the communists in Spain. They just allowed these mobs to go around and kill people and do whatever, and they didn't stop them. And that is actually what brought about Franco, brought him to power to stop it. So it's the same rule book, is my point, and we have to get real smart. The American people have to get real smart and get out and vote, as you said.
I got to vote. Patrick Delaney, greatly appreciate it. Keep getting the truth out there, sir. You're one of not many left. Thank you, sir, for being here. Patrick Delaney, everybody. Thank you.